Important disclaimer: Crypto Recon Pro is provided for educational and investigative purposes only. Nothing in this course, system, or any associated materials constitutes professional advice of any kind. Not tax advice. Do not rely on this content to prepare, file, or amend any tax return. Tax laws vary by jurisdiction and change frequently. Not legal advice. Nothing here creates an attorney-client relationship or substitutes for advice from a licensed attorney. Not financial or accounting advice. This system does not constitute guidance on investments, asset valuation, or financial reporting obligations. Not a substitute for professional judgment. Every situation is unique. Individual circumstances, jurisdiction, and applicable law vary. Always consult a qualified tax, legal, or financial professional before making any decisions regarding your cryptocurrency records or tax reporting obligations. Results from this system are starting points for professional review, not finished filings.
You do not need to figure this out alone. At any point in this module, or anywhere in this system, if you have a question, are unsure about a step, or want clarification on something you are seeing in your own data, ask your AI assistant directly. Simply describe what you are looking at, what you are trying to do, and where you are stuck. Your AI tool can provide expert guidance on any step in this process, help you interpret records, clarify terminology, and walk you through decisions that are specific to your situation. This is exactly what the AI tool is for. Use it freely throughout the process. Examples of questions you can ask your AI assistant: I have a transaction on my exchange statement labeled something. How should I classify this in my ledger? My running balance does not match my statement after this month. What should I check? I have a withdrawal with no matching receipt record. What are my options? My exchange statement shows a fee in a different asset than the transaction. How do I record this? I am not sure whether this transaction belongs in my clean period or my fraud ledger. Can you help me decide? There are no wrong questions. The goal is an accurate, defensible ledger, and getting there means asking for help when you need it.
When I realized that every email I'd ever received from my exchange was still sitting in my inbox, I breathed a sigh of relief. Those emails were the paper trail that I needed. They gave me a starting point to rebuild everything. Without them, it would have been impossible. But here's what I didn't expect. Those emails contained two kinds of information. Some of it was direct transaction amounts, dates, asset names, right there on the surface. Some of it was indirect, time zone references, platform-specific formatting, details buried in subject lines and footers that you wouldn't notice unless you knew what you were looking for. At first, it felt overwhelming. Hundreds of emails, scattered details, no clear path through. That's when I turned to AI, and that's when everything changed. Now, before we go any further, I want to answer the question you're probably already asking yourself. Is my situation actually fixable? The honest answer is, it depends on one thing, and it's probably not what most people expect. Not your technical skill, not how bad the damage was, not how long you've been locked out. It depends on whether you have records. This system is built for people who have documentation, even if it's incomplete, even if it's scattered, even if it's hard to read right now. Transaction emails, PDF statements, CSV downloads, bank records, wallet exports. You don't need all of them, but you need some of them, enough to create a trail that connects. Now I want to be direct with you here because I respect your time. If you have no records at all, no emails, no statements, nothing to work from, this system is not for you. That's not a judgment. It's the honest boundary. Reconstruction requires something to reconstruct from. But here's what most people get wrong at this stage. They assume incomplete means unusable. It doesn't. When I started my own reconstruction, I didn't have a clean, complete record set sitting in a folder waiting for me. What I had was fragments, emails that confirmed something happened, but it didn't show the amount. Statements that covered some months, but not others. Wallet records that existed, but didn't connect to anything yet. And here's what I discovered. The reconstruction process itself became a discovery mechanism. As I worked through each source methodically in sequence, I kept finding records I didn't know I had. A bank entry that confirmed a deposit amount, an email had left blank. A wallet export that filled a 3-week gap in my exchange history. Pieces that only made sense once the system gave them a place to land. That's what this system does. It gives the pieces a place to land.